What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Make the EU Great Again Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode series. In the last video, I called it quits for this season. We are only 1 point back from the Kings for that wildcard spot, but we basically have no chance of making the third divisional spot, and I'd rather tank the rest of the season with this team and let some of our prospects get those top NHL minutes than try to compete. And we also have quite a few old guys that we're looking to trade, and we're going to get right into that. I've already done some pre-scouting and made these trades and figured out who I want and where our players will be going. I want to save you guys a little bit of time and get through this video in a timely fashion. So the first guy we're moving out is Thomas Vanek. And to even out the trade value, I'm going to trade away our 3rd and 4th round picks from last draft in Tommy Hedberg, who's a medium top 6 defenseman. Only 18, only 63 overall though, so he's got a while to go before he's going to make the NHL team and actually play with us. So I don't mind trading him. And also Sami Moalanen, he's 19, but he's only 55 years old. Or fuck me, he's only 55 overall. A minute and a half, Jesus Christ, minute and a half for this video is all it takes for me to say that I have a 55-year-old player on my team. 55 overall at age 19, but he is a high top 6 AHL, so he's got pretty good potential. So we're going to trade these 3 guys. They are going to be on the way out, and they are headed to Ottawa, headed to the Ottawa Senators for a mix of talent. Both these guys right here, Rutschka and Alex Wenberg. So looking at Adam Rutschka, more of a prospect, 18 years old, 71 overall, but he's medium top 6. And if you look at his stats, they're pretty balanced all around. He is a two-way forward, so it'll probably be a year or 2 before he can play for us, but he's a really good prospect. Drafted in the lottery, year 1 draft, so Rutschka is going to be in this deal, as well as Alex Wenberg. And the thing with Wenberg, putting up pretty damn good stats so far for the Senators, +9, and he's got pretty good attributes all around. And a pretty good contract, 4 years, sub $4 million. I don't mind picking up a guy like Alex Wenberg, especially for our team that is pretty center deficient after Leon Draisaitl. We go look at our centers right here. So yeah, we got Draisaitl, and then the rest of our guys are like high 70s, low 80s with minimal trade value. So it'd be nice to bring in a second line center of the future in Alex Wenberg. And, okay. This did not go through. I do not know why. Is that why? Okay. So, they don't want to put somebody on waivers, which is weird because it's a 1-for-1 trade. Not sure why this trade went through, or how I got it to go through the first time. I wrote down what I did, and it's not working this time, so let me try to figure this out really quick. That's one thing that's pretty annoying about this game is the waivers. And okay, is this gonna go through? So this must be what I had. A pretty weird thing about this game is the waivers, in that I'm sending them one NHL player in Vanek. They're sending me one NHL player in Wenberg. But for some reason, if this trade would go through, they'd have to put Cody Franzen on waivers. That doesn't make any sense, but we're just going to throw in Tom Kuhnhackl into this deal. He is from Germany, so he is eligible for us, and that should get rid of the waiver problem. But when we do this, it does not. It would put Ottawa over the cap somehow, adding in a player on their side, so them giving us more salary would put them over the cap, whatever that's about. But all it's going to take is 0.025 mil of retention, which is no biggie on our side, to get that to not go through because Cody Franzen is still on waiver. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't know what else I did in this trade to make it go through. This is some weird shit. So, I don't know. What I'm going to do is take Kuhnhackl off the deal, retain no salary. I'm just going to add in some lower round picks because we're going to be able to recoup some picks with a couple of these trades. A couple of these other trades we got going on here. So let's see if we can do this maybe. Or am I trading those later? I don't think so. We'll just give this a shot, see if it works. Still rejected, so we'll change the 6 to a 5th. This is probably going to take a little bit of time, a little bit more time than I expected for sure. Okay. So still don't want to put Franz on waivers. I just don't understand. I don't get it. So we're going to take... We're going to see if we can take Kunakle back, actually. I just do not know. I don't know what the problem is. Looking at their NHL, the guys that are on their NHL squad, Kunakle's the only one that's eligible for us, except for higher trade value guys like Sulfurberg and Yager. But we are not interested in those players at this point, and Mata as well. We could go after him, but I feel like he has a little bit too much of trade value. So we'd have to retain 0.025 mil. Let's see if we can throw some picks onto this deal. And just to get it to go through, because I'm a little bit pissed off at it, I'm going to throw something like a third in there. See if they'll take a third. No, what the hell? What the hell? I'm just going to see if we can take Franzen back. Cody Franzen back. I just don't understand. I'm puzzled. I'm absolutely puzzled. And he's a defenseman. Like, why would they be putting a defenseman on waivers? And you only have 6 NHL defensemen? So you're making this trade, and what are you going to do in terms of defensemen? What are you going to do? You gonna put fucking Vanek as a defenseman? Come on, EA, get your shit together. So this is their third. They don't even need to put anybody on waivers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Kunakle makes 13. And then their defenseman, 6, makes 19. They have too many goalies? I don't know what the problem is. Chad Johnson has an 88. That's pretty crazy. That's a pretty good fucking goaltending tandem right there. I'm just going to try to take another forward back. I don't care if he's eligible for this series or not. I just want to get this trade to go through. Does he have a shit contract? No. Okay, whatever. Will this go through? I fucking hope so. No, it's still to put... I'm done, man. I'm so done. We're going to do some other trades and then come back to this one. Because I don't know what's going on with that trade. So the first guy I want to trade is Marian Gaborik. And he is on his way to Vancouver with his shit contract. See ya. And in return, we are getting one prospect named Axel Holmstrom, medium bottom 6, 73 overall, age 21, and a couple of draft picks. So from the Canucks, we are picking up a 4th and 2 7ths, as that should go through. And it does not. So something happened. Something happened between me figuring out what trades I wanted to make and actually making them. So we're only going to get 1 7th from Vancouver, but that's no big deal. It's no big deal. So Gaborik got us a 4th, 7th, and a lower tier prospect. We're going to call up... yeah, we'll call up Kapanen. I'm still not sure if I want to bring Nylander up, if I want to leave him in the CHL. We will just go best lines. Excuse me. Up next on the chopping block is Dennis Seidenberg. And Seidenberg is on his way to the New York Rangers. If I can ever find Seidenberg, or if I can ever get there. Okay, there we go. He is on his way to the Rangers, in addition to a couple of 6th-round picks. So the first 2 trades that I did previously and try to do now did not go through. Let's see if this one will, as I go the wrong direction in the team menu. Okay, to the Rangers. And we're going to try to get a 2nd and a 4th from the Rangers. And that does not go. Oh my lord. Alright, for some reason, all these trades are a little bit harder. See if we can get 2/5, that's about the same. They want us to sweeten it just a touch. We'll take out a 5th next year and the 6th next year. And that was rejected. So let's see if we can just add like a 7th to this. Just get a 7th in return. Dennis Seidenberg for a 2nd, still a pretty good deal. So I can get a 7th. Let's see if I can get a 6 by itself. Let's see. No. Okay, let's see if we can throw in a 7th on our side. The one we just got from the Canucks will work. Alright, that will go through. So Dennis Seidenberg on his way to the Rangers, along with a 7th round pick for the Rangers' 2nd and their 6th. Goodbye, Seidenberg. Let's see what we need to do in terms of the roster moves. Defenseman, call somebody up. We'll call up Dahlbeck. Sure, a welcome to the team. Best lines it. That's fine. The next guys on their way out are Alesh Hemsky and Lori Korpikoski. And let me just find them really quick. We will sort by age because they're at the top. So Hemsky and Korpikoski are on their way out, in addition to our 3rd round pick. And they are on their way to the Anaheim Ducks. They're going to try to help the Ducks win the Stanley Cup this season. My notes say I can get a 5th and a 7th. We will see if that's true. As well as a prospect down here in Salo. And a forward way down here in Henrik Samuelsson. So there's his stats. That's what he looks like. He was a 1st round pick in 2012. Still got a couple years left of potential. And okay, that trade went through. So Alesh Hemsky, Korpikoski, and a 3rd to the Ducks for Samuelsson, Salo, a 5th and 7th. Alright, so now that's it for the trades I wanted to make. Let's see if we can actually get this Van Eyck trade to go through. As I just a loss for words as to what happened with the Van Eyck trade and why it's not going to work. Or why it's not working this time around. Let's see if we can get it done. So I wanted Rutsika and Winberg. And I want to send you Thomas Van Eyck. Alright. And let's just see what they say to this. Isn't sufficient at all. So let's avoid trying to throw them our unsigned guys. Let's just give them draft picks instead. So we picked up a bunch of draft picks in those other 3 trades. Let's see if we can put those to good use here. Let's see if they want the Rangers' 2nd round pick. Nope, still this putting guys on waivers nonsense. I do not know why that's happening. So let's just throw in our unsigned guys anyways, along with the 2nd round pick. Let's see if they'll bite at that. I really don't know why this is so fucked up. Like, I showed you guys their roster. Okay, that's gonna go through. So let's try to nickel and dime them since they're being assholes. I really don't know why they would want to put somebody on waivers, especially a defenseman, because they only have 6 on their NHL roster. Like, why are you getting rid of one of them? Like, why are you sending them to waivers? I don't know. Let's see if we can do a 3rd and our 4th. Will that go through? No. So probably gonna have to do shit. It's either, yeah, our 3rd is the next highest thing down from the Rangers' 2nd. So we'll just give them the Rangers' 2nd. I'm happy with Rutsika and Winberg. I mean, if you could look at it this way, in that Van Eyck's pretty much a 1-for-1 trade for Winberg, but Winberg's younger and has a better contract and is going to be able to grow with our team more so than Van Eyck, who's about to start regressing. And then we're just throwing in a couple unsigned guys who are 3 or 4 years out who might not even make it to our roster, as well as a second, the Rangers second, which is going to be a low second, for a pretty good prospect in Rutsika. So we're just going to do that and move on. That was pretty annoying. I had to give up that extra second from what I was expecting, but no big deal. I kind of convinced myself that that's fine. So we're just going to move on. Alright, so now we're going to just look at our lines really quick and make just a couple of changes, potentially. Just show you guys what they look like. So we'll go best lines here. Okay, so that's our top line. I'm fine with that. Second line. Do we have anybody that has good offensive stats down here? Like, whoa. Why is Salo? Alright, I need to make a roster move. I need to send Salo down and bring probably Olafsson up. Maybe Heinz. Not sure yet. So let's just go down here. Salo, fucking get out of here, bud. Eriksson Ek, Olafsson. Let's see. Who do we want to call up? Eriksson Ek. He might be a good third line guy right now. He might be. Or Olafsson. Oops, didn't mean to press that trigger. Or Rodin or Heinz or Nylander. We have a bunch of guys in the AHL with dirty offensive stats. But we're going to call up Eriksson Ek here. We're going to give him that NHL time. And Nylander, when his time is up in the CHL this season, he will be playing top line minutes more than likely on the NHL squad next season. So let's go back to our lines and let's just best lines it up really quick. All right, come on, best lines. Okay, so Eriksson Ek lost a little bit of morale. It's odd, but you get called up and you're like, oh, you know, I'm not happy. I'm gonna play worse now. That doesn't happen. That's whatever, I guess. Samuelson would be a good guy to put on the fourth line, but he still has that third line role, so we're gonna leave him there. And it's not like we have anybody that is like on the fourth that really should be on the third. So I got no problem with that. I guess we could put Faxa down there. Do anybody could take face-offs? Yeah. Samuelson could take face-offs. So this is what we're going to do right here. We'll bring Kapanen up to the third line. More of an offensive-minded guy. Let him play there with these two fellas. And then our second line looks like this. Fiala, Winberg, Aho. I'm fine with that. I don't know why Aho has a checking line role. Nothing in his attributes leads me to believe he would be that, but whatever. And then line A, Draisaitl, Niederreiter. That's our defensive lines. Ulevi's up to an 85 overall, so he will not be sent down to the CHL like I was considering. And there's our lines. Let's go check the AHL lines real quick, make sure they look fine. We need to get a replacement for Rakshani, as he is American. He's the only guy in our lines that needs to be replaced. Okay, so Rakshani. We might have a couple of scratched guys now after those trades. Sorella definitely. Person, Komarek. Definitely gotta get Sorella in there. So that's what we're gonna do. Put him there. We're gonna make him the center because that is his position. And we'll put Rodin on his right wing. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then defensively, alright, so that's that. The scratch players, nobody important here. That's what the goaltending is. Alright, so let's get back and finish out this season. And maybe take a look at the scouted players, see what we might have in the draft available for us. But we hope to pretty much tank the rest of the season and get better draft picks. We do have a first and 2 seconds, so we have a little bit of ammunition that we can use to move up in the draft if we see somebody we like. As the Senators had no problem putting Desharnais on waivers, so they did not they did not put Cody Franson on waivers. Even though they were giving us shit, telling us that they would, he did not go down. Desharnais did instead. Despite it being a 1-for-1 NHL guy trade. Whatever, man. Just whatever. EA, fix your shit. Just fix your shit, please. It's kind of unfortunate that we had to trade away the Rangers pick compared to my pre-scouting that said we wouldn't need to trade away any picks. But, I mean, what are you going to do? We'll check out the goaltenders here in Germany for a couple weeks. I mean, I don't really know what to say anymore. I don't know. I mean, we just give up a second-round pick for no reason, but I feel like those trades set us up to be in a better position in the future. A lot of those guys were old, on expiring contracts, were regressing, or would have retired. Any number of those things. So I think the return we got a couple of NHL-ready guys. We got a bunch of picks. We got a couple of prospects as well. So a good Duke's mixture there in return for the guys we sent away. And we're actually performing better now after those trades than we were before. Whatever that's about. So let's go to the Swiss League for a couple weeks, see what they got there. After this scouting assignment, I will probably just go look at everything that's available and see what that looks like. As we won 4 straight there before losing to the Red Wings. We might end up making the playoffs anyways, despite me not wanting to. We might just do it. But the Kings there get a regulation win over us. That's important. It'd be nice if we could get like the if we had like the 17th best record in the league, then we won the lottery. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I am never that lucky. Let's go. Yeah, I just don't really know where to go. So what we're gonna do is go look at the all scouted players, or whatever it's called, that shows us. Yep. Shows us that thing. Scouted players. Shows us where they're projected to go in the draft. That is what I was searching for. My goodness. That is what I was searching for. So there's actually why do we have Veleno scouted? We must have scouted the CHL last season. I don't know. But what we're looking at, Erasmus Dahlin, probably a medium elite top 10 draft pick. Looking at his attributes, though, he looks to be, especially at age 17, he looks to be quite a bit away from being NHL ready. We might need to go look at the Czech League forwards to check out Janis there. And also Jan Spruks. It has too many consonants for only one vowel, you asshole. Give me more consonants. I need them. So, yeah, nothing too good looking down there. So we're going to go check out the Czech forwards for a little bit of time. Maybe head back to the Swiss League so we can get a better look at Nando Eggenberger. And then these guys that are like late first rounders, they're not too exciting. But we'll probably spend a bit more time in the SHL, if I had to guess. Jeez, that guy's going to be a low overall. Markku Luutinen doesn't look too bad. Alright, so we're going to go check forwards, and then a couple of weeks back in the Swiss League, and then we'll head back to Finland forwards. Okay. Alright. Czech, Swiss, Finnish, and then Swede, because why not? So, scouting. Oh, okay, so I think I saw Veleno because my scout went to the queue really quick. Since I did not give him a place to go, he was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to Canada. So he did. So 3 weeks in the Czech Republic, and we're going to continue the simulation, hoping to secure a top-notch draft pick, as there are only 7 games left in the season. So, let's see how they go. We're 3 games above 500, as we lose in overtime. I forgot to even look at the standings while we were in the menus, but let's see how the Kings are doing. Looks like the Kings still have an advantage over us, which is good. And we lost to the Kings in regulation, I believe, so that's also good. Okay, So, one game left, and it is versus the San Jose Sharks. Let's see how it turns out. A shutout victory. So we won 3 of our last 4. And are we going to make the playoffs? Nope, we missed the playoffs. Alright, so let's see how the Roadrunners finish. And let's see if they can make the playoffs. So they lose and they get shut out by the Gulls. And a shutout victory versus the Reign. How do they do against the Condors? A shootout victory. So will the Roadrunners be in the playoffs? Scouting assignment, I said go back to the Swiss League for a couple of weeks, get a look at Eggenberger. It'd be cool if you could just have your scout. Okay, we get to play the Gulls in the playoffs. It'd be cool if you could get your scouts to just look at one single player. And that's something that the show does that I like. It seems like the show's just better than this all around, but the show lets you can scout a region, and then after you scout a region and uncover like the players that are there, it'll let you go in and scout those individual players. I mean, that just makes sense. Like in real life, if you're sending a scout out somewhere, you're not going to say, "Hey, go scout the CHL." I don't care who you look at. I don't care what teams you go look at. Just go scout the whole entire league. That just seems ridiculous. Like, or you could just say, "Hey, this Nolan Patrick kid seems pretty good. Go to the CHL and go watch his team play for the next 2 weeks and see what it looks like." And then while he's there, he can also scout the rest of the players on Nolan Patrick's team, and he can scout Nolan Patrick's opponents. But it's not like he's just going around and scouting just the league as a whole and just random players. As Hampus Lindholm was a minus 30. Victor Hedman was a minus 20. My God, so that's our player stats. I was too busy complaining about NHL 17 to break down our player stats. I'm just going to get right into the draft, or head right to the draft, or sim to the draft, I should say. Jesus, as I try to figure out what's going on. Well, we're gonna follow the Roadrunners in their playoff run. They're probably gonna get swept by the Gulls though, because the Gulls had a pretty good season. Pretty good season for the Gulls. Let's check out the first 3 games. In San Diego, a 2-1 loss. 3-2 victory. All right, they didn't get swept. 4-3 victory. Holy shit, they might win the playoff series. And a 3-2 overtime win. So good shit there from the Roadrunners. They're headed to the second round of the AHL playoffs. Who are they going to play? They're going to play the San Jose Barracudas, who swept their first round matchup. The Barracudas win the first game as we are headed back to Finland. Get a 3-week stint there, checking out their forwards. We've won game 2, so let's head to after game 5. A loss, down 3-1. Still down 3-2. We're still alive, but we need to win the last 2 games. Can we do it? Well, we won game 6. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if our AHL squad can pull out the victory. And they're down 2-0 after 1. Still down 2-0 after 2. And they're going to get shut out. They got shut out. Alright. So Roadrunners had a decent playoff run. Beat a top seed in the Gulls. And then took the Barracudas to 7. So not bad. It'd be nice if we could have won the Calder Cup. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the draft. I'm really hoping we get a good lottery performance here. That would be awesome. So let's just go. We'll just finish out the rest of this time in the SHL looking at their forwards. And hopefully we get some good scouting, uncover some hidden gems that will be in the draft, because we have quite a few draft picks, and hopefully we can put those to good use. As the Boston Bruins and the Hershey Bears win their respective playoff championships, the Stanley and the Calder Cups. And the lottery, Alright, we're 12th. I mean, that's probably about where we finished in the regular season, but it'd have been cool to jump up. But we are not so fortunate, so no retirements for us. Let's check out the retirements around the league. So that's what they look like, a bunch of old geezers. A bunch of guys I had on my St. Louis Blues Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode Series. And Gabrick retired. So Vancouver was not stuck with his shit contract, but they did trade away quite a bit for just a rental. That is not my problem, though. That is the Canucks' problem. All right, so let's check out the Bruins, see who's on their team, see what it takes to win a Stanley Cup in this franchise mode. Playoff tree really quick. The Bruins won in 6, 6, 6, and then 5. So a pretty easy run for them in the playoffs. Only 2 series in the Stanley Cup playoffs went to 7. So yeah, not really any close series there. Go to the player stats. And Cam Atkinson, 22 points in 21 games. And Jakub Vrana from the Bruins is actually a guy I was looking to trade for. I just couldn't get anything to work out because Van Eck was way too much value, and then everyone else, or like the other guys we traded, weren't. They were too much cap, so couldn't get that done. But he had a monster playoff performance. Also, Nikolai Ehlers down here was another guy I looked at, but his trade value was too high. And Voracek is available to us from the Czech Republic. He had a pretty good playoffs as well. So yeah, that's that. Let's check out the Bruins. So obviously they got Vrana. Holy shit, they got Jack Eichel. Oh my god, Jack Eichel's a 97. He's got some insane attributes. Oh man, Jack Eichel. 94-point season for him. But he was their 4th best in terms of points in the playoffs. They got quite a few good players on their team. That's their forwards. Here are their defensemen. We could have Strawman if we wanted, but no thanks. Same as to Toby Enstrom. In the net, they got Ben Bishop, 87 overall. So, and he had a pretty good performance based on his stats. Alright, let's take a look at the awards. And we are setting our sights on one particular award next season, and that is the Calder Trophy. We would like to have Alex Nylander win the Calder Trophy next season. Who won it this season? That would be Barber. I do not know who that is. But that's okay. That's okay. Did we win anything? Taves has won back-to-back Selkies. And Kane has broken up Alex Ovechkin's streak of Rocket Richard trophies. Do we have anything? Oh my lord, Thomas Yurko. Holy shit. He dominated the AHL, winning 4 awards, at least. And we do not have anybody. Alright, no awards for us this season. But that is not what we're concerning ourselves with. We are concerning ourselves with the Stanley Cup. Although it's probably still a couple years away. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe so you can be notified when we put up other videos on the channel. Also, leave a comment down below. I will comment back, I promise. Doesn't matter how stupid your comment is. So, yeah, tune in next time as we take on the NHL draft and potentially free agency, depending on how long I want to make the video. And I'll see you guys next time.